enter into the world not fully understanding the world. If you understand the system, you will do well in the system. All of us can't be entrepreneurs and great business people. Some of us are career people. Some of us are career people. And there's nothing wrong with being a career person. There's nothing wrong with saying, I want to have a career in banking, I want to have a career in whichever field. It does not matter. It doesn't matter. I've seen executives, I've seen workers, chief executives, no, not chief executives, executive directors that are richer than the MD. So it doesn't really matter. And some of us have that flair for business. You should also go into business, do something for yourself. Young people these days, you guys don't want to work for anybody. I feel that that is an error. Not because you are not capable. Not because, come. He's a man like me. Do you know the major difference? The major difference between me, he knows what I know. He knows God. He knows the Bible. Probably has a girlfriend. I'm married. He knows everything. But what he doesn't have is experience. Is experience. Thank you. What he doesn't have is experience. And let me tell you in life, a man must draw a man. A man must help a man, if not you're stuck. So when you are not nearing people that have been there before, you see that transfer of knowledge is truncated for life. And that is what is happening to young people that said, I do not want to work. I agree, you don't have to work forever, but you need to understand how an office runs. There's a way to things. You understand IT, you understand to sell your good, but you don't understand Obiako. Obiako hasn't come to your place to lock it up. Do you know how to negotiate with them? You don't know where to get things cheap. You don't understand how negotiations are. How negotiations are done, rather. There's a way to things, there's a system, and you need to learn. Yes, the sons must be better than the fathers, but only the sons that are in close proximity to the fathers, so that you can improve on what they are telling you. But I won't belabor that whatever path you choose, the reward is yours. So that's why I wanted to come and talk about the workplace, but I said no, let me talk about the workplace, and also let me even talk about business as well. So you are leaving this place soon. You are going out in the world. And you see, the corporate world is very vicious. In the corporate world, you do not have a second chance. There's nothing like second chance. Nobody gives you opportunity to make a second impression. Nobody does. It's wild out there. And you need to be guided. It's crazy out there. It's dog eat dog out there. So you need to know certain things that can help you. I will try as much as possible to not dwell too much on it, so that when you ask some questions, I can now maybe expand based on the questions that you ask. Okay, so your journey through success starts with understanding what is called self-worth to increase your net worth. Guys, this is not a lecture. This is not leadership 101 that you have to write every day. Try to understand what you get. I think in pictures. I learned to think in pictures, and I will also teach you that, because it helps you to remember. It's not in the bulk of what you write, it is what you can remember. I'm a line upon line, precept upon precept. So I'm giving you a story. I'm here to give you a story how you can get there. Try as much as possible to. Like now, if I want to remember some things, I remember if I come here, there's a certain aspect, if I want to remember the things that I did here, I'll remember him. I've taken note of your jacket and your face, your jacket, the way you're dressed now. So if I want to remember anything about you, I recall this picture now. Once I recall it, most of the information, the things I ask you, they will just come. And the crowd I'm seeing here today, I can take shares, take impressions, take one or two things that you are doing, you are saying, and I will use it to remember. So try as much as possible to think in images. It will last longer. Okay? So now, your journey starts with understanding self-worth. Because if you can increase your self-worth, you'll be able to increase your net worth. You know, people just say, I need job. And you ask them what kind of, any kind of job. Anything to keep body and soul together. Yes, you can say that, but you need to understand what your self-worth is. You are always going to be assessed by your self-worth. So now, you're going to get to a point where you're going to start receiving salary. This first part is for the workers, or the workforce. Those that are going to work, which I believe is going to be majority of you. God willing, whatever your views and your dreams are. Your salary reflects the level of contribution you'll be delivering to your employee. But the thing is, when you ask most people, does your salary reflect your contribution, your self-worth, your self-value? Most of the time, people do not understand. And you get into life and you realize that you have just shortchanged yourself. Because you don't know what you carry, you don't know the values you're delivering. You know, there's a great difference between having a sense of self-worth and also having a sense of self-value. Having a sense of self-worth means what? You value yourself. All of us, we value ourselves. All of us, we think that we're intelligent people. Okay? But is that the value that we see in you? How come in this gathering, we know the people that are more valuable than the others? So, value most of the time is somebody that is willing to make a difference in their lives. Somebody that is willing to say, look, I need to develop myself to an extent where people will see that value in me. In the marketplace, remember, value is exchanged for value. What did I say? Value is exchanged for value. So if you don't know what you bring to the table, you don't know how valuable you are. Anytime any man decides to value you, it will always be in error. There's one thing you are paying me and I'm collecting it because I don't have a choice, but I know what my values are. And so some people, most people are torn between, am I valuable? Am I not valuable? I'm going to help you this out. Value is not leaving school. You need more than what you know to be valuable in the marketplace. So as a CEO today, what I'm going to do is to give you an insight what the other side is looking for. What are we looking for on the other side? What do we expect from you? Do not expect a company to train you or to train you to become valuable. Training, enhancement has to do with you. It's when the company begins to see, organization begins to see that you are valuable, they will now begin to send you to strategic courses. But do you know that there are courses you can go? When you go, you write, first of all, you feel a non-complete, non-conform one. That means you can never compete with the organization. And if I'm going to send you to the UK to do a course, then you're going to work for me for 10 years. If not, I will meet in court. So, personal development is what is key that determines your value in the corporate world. Personal development, do not hand over that responsibility to another person. So now, let's look at the things that can make you valuable. You guys have done the first part, which is getting a degree, a diploma, a professional certification that requires you to operate in a particular field. But now, what if I don't have a certificate? See, you see, the certificate is not that valuable as it used to. But it's better that you have a certificate than that you don't have a certificate. It's better. I have seen a lot of people that said it does not matter. I've seen a lot of people that dropped out of school, but later on in life they go back. Why is it that most, especially these Igbo rich men, why is it that they always go back to school? Why is it that they will always go and get doctorate, even though most of them buy it? You realize that there's a place for certificate, but it doesn't mean that that certificate is all about certificate. Me as a CEO, I'm not looking at certificate. That is just, it's given. Nowadays, first degree doesn't mean anything. Nowadays, most organization is for masters. Masters now is not even enough. You have to have professional courses and diplomas to go with it. So definitely, first degree is grossly inadequate, but it's good. So now, when there is no certificate, what do? That is where experience comes. That's where you begin to operate, and where experience, I have done this, I have done that. In this place, in that place. When you do a job, make sure. I had a man advise me many years ago, say, look, when you do a job for someone, get a job completion letter. Even if the person cannot write it for him. Let him just sign that so and so were part of the people that installed AC here, were part of the people that did whatever it is, whether for individual or whether for a company. Make sure that you get some form of evidence that you did that. Some of you were in school, you were doing something different. Maybe some that will take care, you have to do something to take care of yourself in school. That experience should not be wasted. A friend of mine got a job in Total. Do you know how he got a job in Total? In my church, I was in protocol and he was in RFL, security. So, but the job is related. He's a lawyer and he was looking for a job in another company. And when they got him, he's got a degree, he's done a lot. They were asking, so what else can you do apart from law? Whatever. And he said, well, in church I used to do security, and when problems come, we settle it and all that. Do you know, because of that singular thing that he said, they sent him to not even the legal department. He's now in, legal department. They formed a unit for him within that legal department, conflict resolution, especially with oil producing communities. So it was not the law degree that got him that job. It was what he was doing in his church. So you must be able to articulate all that you know, all that you have done when you're looking for a job or even when you're looking for a contract. Because you must, within a short space of time, you must convince me that you are capable of doing that thing that you want. Because this is how you build values. Sales. How many people here say that, look, I can't do sales, I can't do marketing? Raise your hand. Don't be shy. I say too, I can't do marketing, I can't do sales. I felt like that before because I was born an introvert. But let me tell you, you see, life is about sales. Life is about negotiation. Life is about talking. For the male, the girl you want to toast, won't you talk to her? Is that not sales? It's buying and selling. Somebody is buying, somebody is selling. You must be able to say, try it. I am telling you, try it. A young man, yes, introverted. All the jobs he kept having was bank jobs. He wanted to be a banker, but anything that comes up, he doesn't mind. So he will go for the interview. And when they ask him what does he want, he said, I want to be in operations. And they'll ask him why. He said, I cannot do marketing. I want to be in operations because I am shy, I can't talk. But when the offer letter comes, they send him to marketing. And he kept rejecting it. And time was going. I said, let me tell you, your age is counting. It will get to a point, you know what? It will get to a point where you pass that age bracket. You know, now in the workplace, once you begin to pass 25, you are not that preferred anymore. Yes, you are still employable, but you are not that preferred. So I told him, whether you like it or not, you must take the next job in a path. Can we agree? Let's pray about it. And that job came. And when that job came, it was still marketing. So he took it. It was a big struggle. But once you are determined, it works out for you. Do you know that the guy was banker of the year in his own bank for 5 times. 5 times. Somebody that rejected that job, that said, like some people here said, I can't do marketing. You don't understand, you have to negotiate. Husband and wife at home are negotiating with each other on a daily basis. You are with your kids, you are negotiating with your kids. It's buying and selling. My son told me he wants PS4. And I told my last child, he's in necessary. Their third term is now. They will soon finish their third term, or they are in their third term. He said he wants that PS4. That he has agreed that so specific time he will have this. I said, well, no problem. How many courses are you doing now? He said 9. Give me 9 A's, then you have it. He said, no, that is 7. I said, give me 9 A's. He said, because he doesn't like biology. I said, yes, I know you're not a science student, but you must, if you can pass agreed, you can pass biology. So we came to an agreement that I will consider, if he has 7 or 8, that we should revisit. He is the one telling me that we should revisit that case. Is that not sales and marketing? Because I taught my sons, I have 3 boys, I taught them, don't cry, negotiate your way out of things. I taught them to the extent that, look, if they want something, just don't come and tell me, I want this. Ask me how I am doing. So now it's so funny, when they want to ask me something, they say, Dad, how are you doing? Are you okay? I start laughing because I know they want to ask something. But you understand, because when they go out in the world, you cannot just come to somebody and ask them something. You have to be nice. That is sales. That is marketing. And this is what organizations are looking for. You must have a strategy to close deals. And this closing deals is not that complex. Always study the person that you're going to close that deal with. Never underestimate your opponent. Know the person you are dealing with and come up with your strategy to negotiate with that person. Understanding the buying and the selling circle. You need to do a lot to increase your value. I came out first class in engineering. You are not valuable in the marketplace. Is someone hearing me? That's not what we need. I am telling you what we need. We need people that can, look, I tell my staff, I need you to make my life comfortable. So it means if I have to go to meetings, 20 in a month, I can only go for 5, you go for 15. Come and brief me, you've done all the work. That is what it means. So if you tell me that I'm shy, what does that mean? You are only in the office. The sales people are the people that get promoted more. They get promoted faster. They rise faster. They have more money. You know why? Because they earn more commission. You that you want to sit in the office, you have to wait for 4 years for promotion. And you'll be taking only salary. But people in sales have commission. How can you beat that? You know what? We will get there. Go to Udemy, go to Coursera, take courses. If you don't have money to buy it, you can take those courses. The only difference is that they will not give you certificate. When you have money, you buy it. But you can do that. Train yourself. Nobody trained me anywhere. No company. Before company trained me, I started training myself. I have books. As I speak now, I have 5,000 books in my library. If you don't have a library, you can't be my friend. There's no week I don't buy a book. There's no week I don't read between 5 to 6 books a day. Readers are leaders. Readers rule the world. So there's no way you will not be able to try out things. You must be able to sell. I'm an introvert. I was born an introvert. But let me tell you, introverts, hunger will make you become hybrid. What we need is hybrid. And you can teach yourself to become extrovert when you need to be, and introvert when you need to be. If I go out doing all those things, doing party, running around with clients, I do that, I have to go back and discover myself. I will 2-3 days I'm not going anywhere to discover myself back. But I can play with both legs. The footballers that do well are those that can play with left, score with left leg, and score with right leg, regardless of which one is the natural one that they use. So buying and selling, you know the importance of buying and selling? If I'm selling something to you, or you are coming to buy something from me, so I'm the seller, there are 5 major steps. It's more between 5 to 7 of the position where they are, the steps in the buying circle. So when you are asking questions about the product, I know you are in step 2. When you go further, you are in step 3. For you to get to step 4, I have to encourage you with some things to push you to step 4. If I get to step 4, get you to step 4, I push you to step 5. So I already know what to tell you to make sure that you buy. Have you wondered why you are going to buy shirt? You enter one shop, you buy 2 trousers, you don't even buy shirt. Has it happened to anybody? Why? It's because the man knows where you are. And most people that want to buy things don't even know what they want to buy. So when the man discovers that you don't know what you want to buy, he knows where you are in the buying circle, and he begins to tune you for you to be able to make that sales. That's why it's important that you understand that. Then set a personal target for yourself. Companies will set for you, set a personal target for yourself, and start counting the sales, taking record of sales taking record of sales of how many percentage increase that we have that the company made when you came there. Because if you leave that place, go and work, you would have told them in the product of this particular company, when I got there, they were doing, in terms of sales, 40%. But because I was there, I was able to increase sales to 70%. Why do you need those figures? The marketplace likes figures. They like people. Nobody likes to talk. They want to see the figures are moving to set the trap for you. People skill. You need to learn how to relate with people. You need to know how to relate with your superiors, your mates, and your subordinates. You need to learn how to relate with your boss. See, let me tell you, you cannot know more than your boss because it's the one that praises you. One of the greatest tragedies I've had twice in my life is that I'm smarter than my boss. You be a number 2 man to a very unintelligent number 1 man. It's a very frustrating place to be. But when he comes every morning, you bow down to him and give him his glory. If not, you will truncate your own destiny. You rise and fall based on what your boss determines. Because when management will call for your appraiser, you are not going to be there. He's the one that is going to appraise you. So you need to learn your boss, understand him. Then you also have to learn your mates and understand your subordinates and be a general to your subordinates that will always look forward to you. Customer intimacy and coddling techniques is the same way you need to understand how you treat your friends, your customers, by moving them from being customers to becoming friends. Alright, leadership skills is needed. You must also have a follow-up strategy, negotiation skills. These things I've talked about, so I need to move. Now I will advise for those of us understanding contract sourcing and execution. Why did I say this? We are in Port Harcourt, we are in oil and gas zone, so there's a lot of contracts going on. You need to understand the contract, a contractor business and contract business. You need to understand companies that all they do is contract, seeking contracts from the IOCs or from, you need to understand, wherever you get a job, you must understand that place, the system. You must understand project management. You can train yourself in that project management, understand contracts. There's a guy, he just finished his youth service. But while he was in school and working, he worked with a contractor company. So we were bidding for LNG. This guy knows about bidding. So I was looking for who to help us prepare. Bidding in the oil and gas is technical. There are people that understand it very well. So where I worked, we didn't do it. We just get people to do it for us. This guy understood. So apart from his salary, I also have to pay him. I also have to pay him to do that particular aspect. My dad told me one thing when I was going to work. He said, find a niche for yourself. Carve out a niche. Do that thing so well that when you are not available, they will look for you. He said, me, while I was working, I never completed my leave. If I take 2 weeks leave, after 1 week they call me back because of an emergency. Why? Because you have perfected an area so well that anytime they talk about that area, they talk about you. And that was what helped me in life. I don't want to know everything. But that one that I know, you can't take it away from me. It's helped me all my life. You need to do that differentiation in your mind. And be so good at that thing that wherever you are, they will look for you. You know why? You know some people can go and leave. And when you come back, they'll say, oh boy, you go leave. You say, yes. They didn't know that you went to leave. You went on leave, rather. What does that mean? You're not that valuable. Find something. Like this dude, he understood bidding. A year after, he got a job in Shell. Based on this added advantage, he understood bidding. What helped me was project management, not because I even did project management, because I have that skill. I was working in a construction firm, and I was posted. They have different sites, different in Lagos, Abuja, many places in the south. And so when I started work, it gave me that your responsibility is to be a safety officer and a quality officer to make sure people are working well and materials are based on the specification the client wants. So that was what I was doing. But when the project manager comes, the site engineer drinks a lot, so he doesn't come to work early. And this was 1 month. I just started work 2 weeks. The project manager came, was vibrating. Where is this dude? So he said, if he comes back, and that man is not where he is and gives him a report, every Friday he wants a report. And I just because I was looking for a job, I decided to go and do computer training. So now that you can do computer training, you have to go and pay. They teach you Word, Excel, and PowerPoint, and all those things. You pay good money. So I just came out from it. So the guy wanted that spreadsheet. So I told my project manager, I'm trying to cut the story short. I said, look, I can give you this report. He said, okay, when he comes. 2 weeks after, I gave him a spreadsheet every month, what we have done, materials used. He just looked at it. He said, go and pack your things, we're going to the office. He said, you're not a site material. I left site after 1 week. Sorry, after 1 month. I never went back to site until 22 years after. And even the sites that I go to, I have engineers, I have different gangs of engineers, architects, whatever. If we have construction jobs, they do it. I never went back to site. Because the man said, that is not your gift. Your gift is in, I didn't know it was project management. I was able to move from site to site and report to him. So it was analytics. Those were the things that I was good at to give a report. Do you know that I did not touch my salary for when I got to the office, I didn't touch my salary for the next 3 to 4 years I worked there before I left. Because this project manager had other projects. He had PPs. And so I was doing for the company, doing for him, and doing for some of his friends that come from outside the country. I was reporting, giving them a feedback. My salary was 30,000. I never touched it. But collectively, between him and his friends, I make about 100,000 apart from my 30,000. 30,000 that time, I was a big boy. So with 130, I was a bigger boy. Why? Because I have a skill. I became valuable. And when they saw that, they took me. Then organizing things, like organizing like in school. But then we're not organizing things, we're organizing parties, organizing rallies, doing all those type of things. But guess what? That is what is making me. That's what I'm using today. I have a program, a conference and exhibition. It's the largest in South, and Southeast, made in Nigeria. It's the largest gathering of business people, entrepreneurs, government, name it, to come and see entrepreneurs and showcase their product and have conference, and it's free of charge. It started as International Christian Business Exhibition and Conference. But we moved it on to make it Nigeria so we can be specific to help entrepreneurs, young entrepreneurs grow. This year's own, through your president, I'll be able to maybe use some of you as volunteers, and we invite you guys to come and see what we do, what believers are doing, and so you can begin to network. Where did I learn that? I learned it at home. I learned it at home to be able to organize things. Because my father had, every week he was hosting people. Every week, sometimes twice a week, he was hosting people. And I was the one taking note, caterer this drink, I'll put this one, Gouda, 10 cartons, Star, 5 cartons, soft drink, Fanta. I will always tell him, okay, this is the amount out. So I was doing that on a regular basis. From the age of 9, it was not as if I was that much of a teenager. Between 9 and 13, that was what I was doing for him. So it became easy when I go to school to be able to organize anything that we want. And today I'm taking it, organizing bigger things. Don't ever lose hold of that thing that you have. Don't ever lose hold of that thing that you have. Learn something that makes you stand out. Okay? Business development. How to develop an idea, business. I'm going to teach you that when I'm talking about the business, so don't sweat yourself much. But these are things you need to know how to create ideas. Then problem solving, I've talked about this, problem solving, how to solve problems, how to tackle problems. You don't know, but management is watching you to understand how do you, sometimes you can have a manager. He knows there's a trouble going to come to the office, you are in the office. The manager will come on time. And when you're calling him, he will not pick. Someone did it to me. He will not pick. And by the time he came, in fact, for me, the man didn't come that day, I was sweating. When I came the next day, I had to give him a report. And what he kept saying, okay, so what did you do? Okay, what did you do? Okay, what did you do? Management wants to know how your brain works. Management wants to know how you react under pressure. What kind of a person are you? Are you the one that we can put people to work for you? If you don't, it might take you another 10, 15 years before you get to this position I'm talking about. But you can cite an MD can see another MD that is a copper. Leadership doesn't hide. So the more you are able to do things, and let me warn you guys, it's not about the money. It's about the experience. It's not about the money. It's about the experience. The last place I worked, I said, this man is going to teach me how to make money. So I went to work and I was looking for him to teach me how to grow businesses. Today I have a group of companies. He had like between 9 and 12 companies that make up a group. So you can imagine somebody that has reached that level. I said, this man is going to help me to become that. So anytime they ask for volunteers, they will, in the budget meeting, they'll say, how many people will volunteer to work on this difficult, all of us know it's a difficult project. Everybody will be tying their shoelace. But a few people will raise their hands. Let me tell you, it's not about how many mistakes that you make. Failure is part of the ingredients needed for success. Failure points you to success. Do you know how many companies that have started? They're over 20. Do you know how many I have? 3. Right now. So I understand failure, plenty failure. I also understand success. Don't be those people that are dodging. They are dodging work. What happens to them is that you have missed an opportunity to gain an experience that can help you tomorrow to become someone better. Any opportunity that you see, do it, it will not kill you. After all, you don't have children, you don't have a wife, or you don't have a husband. So why are you shying away? Do the job and gain the experience. But some people say, how much are they even paying me? And they use that Nigerian slang, I cannot come and kill myself. But you know is that only those people that want to kill themselves are the ones that succeed. Anytime you say, I cannot come and kill myself, you are giving yourself an excuse not to do well. Or when you're married, you say, I cannot come and kill myself. Is it not, when you got married, is it not they said, until death do us part? So it's death that will separate. So you have to kill yourself in that marriage. I've studied the life of 4,500 business people in the US. They sleep 20 hours a day. They sleep only between 2 to 4 hours a day. They work 20 hours a day. Is it not killing yourself? You cannot have success without hard work. The Bible says what? All profit, all labor leads to what? Profit. There is profit in every labor. That's what the Bible says. So try and don't be afraid of failure. Technology, I won't bother myself to talk to you people about technology. Anybody here that doesn't understand technology, how to use technology, we should organize deliverance for that person. Because you cannot operate without technology, especially not in this age. This is one of the most important things you will hear for those of you that are going to work. It's about the bottom line. It's about the money. Somebody says it's about the money. You start business to make money. It's not because you have pretty face or you have have a handsome face. In companies, it's about the money. It's about the bottom line. And whoever is helping them make that bottom line is the people that get the money. It's the people that they give official car. It's the people you hear, I was just walking, my Oga just bought land for me. And I say this is land, gave me money to start foundation. Why do you think he's doing that? I mean, if there's no ulterior motive, why do you think he's doing that? It's because you are valuable to him. If you want to be valuable to to any company, you have to help them make money. The company measures their ROI, return on investment, based on what you are bringing. So focus all your activity on the things that help the company make money. If not, you are not that valuable. When it comes to time to downsize, your name, you'll be surprised that your name will be there. Anytime they want to sack some people, why is it that some people are always jittery? Because they know that in the system, they are not that valuable. But the people that know they are valuable, they are not afraid. Just like the Bible says, the sinner man runneth where nothing pursueth. When you see somebody praying for his job in church and they are sacking, it's because it's not that too valuable in the system. Okay, remember that time is money. I think my time for this part is over. Time is money, use it wisely. Sing your praises, blow your trumpet. I don't see any reason why they told me as a young believer I shouldn't blow my trumpet. But that is in error, because if you have a trumpet, blow it. If you're skillful, please let us know. Because if you hide, you never know what is on the inside of you. I'm not saying brag, but each of you cannot speak with me for 5 minutes, you don't know what I do. It's not possible. You speak with me, you know what I do. I started here with what I do, who I am. So you have an idea of who I am, where I'm going. You can stay with me without 5 minutes, you don't know who I am and how I can help you. Because his life is all about the money. I don't go to functions where I will not be able to meet people that can help my ministry. Why will I waste my time? I don't go to fast food. Why will I bother to who there can help my ministry? If I need to eat out, which I don't have much time, I go to a restaurant where I will sit with somebody that can be a billionaire that can help my ministry. You must move to where people that you want to be like, that you want to trade with, where they are. You must go there and you must reach out to them. So you must, when you're there, you just sing your praise a bit. Too much might tend to be arrogant and imitate people. But let us know what you can do in a subtle way. Understand your workplace. This and more are things that can help you. I believe that you have an idea of what value in the marketplace is, right? All I've said is personal development is your responsibility. Look at your neighbor, tell them personal development is your responsibility. Have you seen, when you go to companies, you see some people, they spread their chest and they are walking. You see, you call them confident. There's some people that when you see them, you say, this one is, first of all, people are saying this one is arrogant. See, I think the waka is arrogant. It's because the man knows who he is, what is what. When you are valuable, you reek of confidence. But when you're not valuable, is that when you begin to have, you know, in Christianity we have negative humility. You know, the poor man is humble because he doesn't have a choice. He doesn't have a choice. Make yourself valuable. When you meet a gorilla in the forest, you try to threaten him, he hits his chest to warn you, this is what you're going to face. Same thing in life. The more you know, let me not even talk about value. Watch people when they're entering example. You know the ones that are prepared, the ones that are not prepared. True or false? The ones that are prepared are gisting and going. The ones that are not prepared, you know, they carry their, if you talk to them, they don't want to hear. They will tell you because their brain, they don't want to forget. If you have been reading that thing every day, there is no way you will be afraid to enter exam hall. You see some people, they will be frowning, speaking in tongues. Exam hall is a lie, be prepared. It's not by all that drama now. It's not by all that drama. And the same thing in life. A knowledgeable man is a confident person. When he talks, you will see that this person is confident. It's because of the value. There's some things they will give to you, you walk away. Say, no. Am I going backwards? Am I going forward in life? It's because you know your value. And let me tell you, the world can never pay you what you're worth. So you determine what you're worth. And they will pay you. You determine what you want. Is there any medical doctor here? One of my major gift is counseling and grooming people to become, like I said, from Genesis 1:20, the Lord said to me, replenish with people like you that are gift principles. And by the grace of God, Marketplace Apostle has built, groomed highly successful people that are all over the world. So counseling and grooming was things that came to me easily. Until I realized that I was giving away my earnings. I was giving away the source of my wealth because I did not understand that this is what God has called me and giving me a ministry of knowledge. At Marketplace Apostle, we sell knowledge and wisdom given to us by God. And when you know what you're worth and you go to speak, let me not talk about that story before you think as if let me not say this. All right, let me just move on to Entrepreneurship 101. I'm going to give you this because some of you will not listen to me and go and look for a job and work a minimum of five years. There's something about systems. It helps you. Do you know there's a guy that they rip off almost 1 million naira every month? He came to me crying. I said, I told you. They rip him off one is a creative. Now young people hide themselves under creative. I'm a creative. So you want to be with a laptop on your bed and you're working. But all of us are supposed to employ like 4 people. Being a creative, musicians are creatives. Everybody is a creative, but they have office and it is not from the laptop that you're working. You must be able to be responsible to the society. You must also be able to learn. I worked in a logistic company for 10 years. I did not know the secret of that trade until one night. One night after 10 years, I discovered what was the secret of logistic business. And at that time, I'm qualified to say, I want to leave and go and do mine. Because somebody must show you the goals. I'm not saying work forever, there's so much opportunity. And who says that you cannot be working and also be trying out business? Who said that? As long as you're not eating into somebody's time. But if you choose to be an entrepreneur, I don't know when we're going to see, if we're going to see again until you pass out. But let me just give you thoughts. Because what I do is I deal with a lot of startups, SMEs, and even retirees every day. So this is Entrepreneurship 101, the blueprint to having a successful startup. Like I said, this is journey to success. Journey to success. And before I forget, I have 3 of my books. If you go to uchonoche.com, and you can see some of my materials there that you can pick up and give away. uchonoche.com. Also, I have books on seller. I have some books here that can help you. Actually, I have 3. One is Wisdom for Wealth. It's written as a boy meets girl romance kind of thing. For every man, if you can toast a woman, then you should be a millionaire. How is that possible? Because the same strategy is the same strategy you use in becoming successful in life. I also have a book, I think Who Made It, is about the burden of being a vision carrier and secrets of divine selection. Why is some people being selected, others are not selected? I selected those books because I know as you're starting out, if you're interested, Chidima is at the back there, you can meet with her afterward. So Entrepreneurship 101, we make a lot of mistakes. A lot of mistakes. Young people make a lot of mistakes in business. See, business is not about assumptions. Business is not about assumptions. If not, you lose money. And money is blood. And money is life. Money and time, they are life. Because in this generation where we are, everything is monetized. So if you don't have it or know how to get it, it becomes an issue for you. So I've dealt with the workplace. Let's talk about those that want to go into business. I had a cousin that said, don't worry now, that is raising money. Once he enters China like this, he will just buy things and come and sell. Say all he needs is to go to China. China. For 2 years, he's studying China. You see him every day, he's on laptop, talking to Chinese people and just Chinese people. Chinese people can produce anything that you want. So he finally got the money after 2 years, went to China, chartered all manner of things, and brought it. In fact, he even hired a warehouse for like 3 months and bought all those things and brought them. And you know what happened? 80% of that money was borrowed. So he ran, and nobody wanted it. The market didn't want it. And people were pricing in rubbish price. The man was shedding tears every day because he felt like business. Business is a place you just enter and you just get things. Don't worry, man, I have sweet mouth. I will go there and talk. I wonder when people want to become a doctor, they go to a medical school. You want to be a nurse, you go to a nursing school. You want to be what else, an engineer, you go to school, go to engineer through the engineering department. But when you want to do business, you feel that you know. And that's where we lose a lot. We just have this assumption. Just like men have that is causing trouble in marriages. Men always feel that they know about marriages and they don't need counseling, and most of them they go there and they mess up. It's the same thing with business. You feel that you know your business is not it's buy and sell. After all, I say it's buying and selling. But business is more than that. Business is more than that. That's the reason why that is the reason why. Do you know that 90% of startups fail in the first 5 years? And close to 75% fail in the first 1 year. Because they feel that business, they commonize business. And business is just waiting to give them an uppercut. And they find out that they've lost everything. And they now say, let me go and look for a job. And the job you go and look for, you are using it to pay back debt. So I'll give you the 5 C's. This is the 5 C's of entrepreneurship. This is like board mass. We all know what board mass is. B is what? Agroverso. You put up B is what? O is what? D is what? You guys get it. Because anything you want to do in math starts with board mass. If you remember these 5 C's in business, if you remember this, if you can remember this and follow this, you'll be smiling to the bank. So let's look at the first one, care. This one, I will not go into. If you ask me questions when I'm done, I will respond. So I'll just go through this for the sake of time, so that I won't bore you guys so much. Are you being blessed?
Yes, sir.
So care, make room, take time. Before you start anything, please do your research. Do your research. If you are working, you want to start business, start small. But I must tell you, you see in the marketplace, karma works. It works. Luke 16 says that if you are not faithful in another man, who will give you true riches? Be careful when you go to work. For those of you going to work, be careful. Don't sow what will come and fight you later on. A lot of young people make that mistake. But later on in life, that thing will still come. Don't be fooled. Whatever you sow, you reap. Conny man die, Conny God burial. And let me tell you, when you go to work, and even if you're starting business, do it after working hours or do it on weekends. Don't do it during another man's time. Don't do it during another man's time. Put your all. Good name is still better than money. Let me tell you, it is better that you served well and you left, that you served and they say the day you left was the day they were looking for something, or the day you went behind to go and tell a competitor what we were doing here. Some people will go to companies and they will just coast. They're not ready to do anything. They just want to collect that money. They're looking for shell jobs, so they'll just go somewhere. They are working. They just go somewhere. They are working, doing nothing. And they're waiting for that job. Yes, you might get that job. But every time that you have that opportunity for you to learn and get experience, you have missed that opportunity. And you will regret, because there is somebody that did not miss that opportunity that is going to dupe you in future. Most of the people that didn't serve well, you will pay for that thing that you did in this company. You pay it. And I'm telling you, I have a lot of examples for people that have said things, but I don't want to go into it because I still have some things to do. Try as much as possible. We are believers. Try as much as possible to, when you are working, to put in your best part time. And if you're tired of that place, move on, but make sure you put in your best part time. Don't go there. Some people go to jobs and they're looking at, I'll end with this one. We're looking at, oh boy, we are here to make money, or any opportunity to make money. They send you to go and add something on top. Okay, it's in 40,000, you go and add something. It's okay. You make the money and say, even pay tithe and say God is good. But one young boy too that is going to finish NYSC is coming for you. And that thing that you do not, if you read somebody 1 million, your own will be 10 million, 20 million. Be careful. Be careful. If what you are doing is not enough, that's why I started. Grow yourself. If you want more, don't do it out of deceit. You have a God that says, I will supply all your needs. You have a God that says He will supply all your needs. Don't go and be putting your hands into all these things, because in the marketplace, in the corporate world, is there. You put your hands to rip somebody off. Your own turn is coming. When you become CEO, it can be in 20 years' time. And people have those kind of experiences. Develop yourself, be valuable. And when they employ you, tell them this is the salary I want, and this is why I want it. It's better to go the other route. Okay? I just needed to throw that in there. I might not have time to really talk about it, but it's something that you need to do. What goes around comes around. Make room for time, prepare. What is your why? You must have clarity, focus, direction. Why do I want to do this? Why? Why do I want to do this? Focus your gaze on your customer. See, business is not because you are broke. Business is not because you have a job. Business is like, let's make ends meet, you will fail. Business is not what you do because you are hungry. What you do because you have sick parents or old parents, you will fail. Because now you are doing it because of money. Do you know why you are in business? To solve the problem. That you are offering a solution. If you don't have solution to give to the world, then go and work for somebody that has solution. When we met God in Genesis 1, what was He doing? He was creating. And that is entrepreneurship. Entrepreneurship, we saw God creating. And now He handed over the baton to us to continue to create. You were sitting on a chair today, why? because somebody said, when you get older, sitting on the floor, to get up becomes a problem. And there's somebody that is watching. Let me help these old people by giving them an elevated platform for them to sit. And when people started writing, someone decided that we need to have a table. This is idea generation. This is how idea comes. Entrepreneurship, I am telling you, it is the oldest profession. Really, because that was what God was doing. Creating, making sure everything is in place. Skyscraper is not done by engineers, it's done by entrepreneurs. As a doctor, once you open a hospital, you are no longer a doctor, you're a business person. You are an entrepreneur. They say engineers make the worst business people. Because it's not about engineering. Business is more than that. Once you open an engineering firm, you become a business person, become an entrepreneur. This is the simple reason behind entrepreneurship. It's about the customer. It's because you care for them. Because you have a passion for them. You care for them. You really care for your customers. That is where you are developing empathy. Let me put stairs. Let me build a plane. God gave man dominion over the air, the land, and the sea. That's what God said. I was trying to say, be fruitful, multiply, replenish the air, subdue it, have dominion over what? The air, the land, and the sea. Somebody said, God has given us dominion. I think we should fly faster than the birds. Are we not doing that today? Somebody looked at the fishes and said we can swim, we can move in water faster than the fastest fish. It's possible. Somebody is developing and looking at the earth and saying, how can we make this place more habitable? That is entrepreneurship. That's creativity. When you say you are creative, you are creating something that makes life better for the society. And it's because that you care. If you understand the concept of care, everything I'm going to do, I'm going to tell you a story, then I'm going to move fast with the rest of my slides. So this thing about business so that you can understand it. My wife had a driver, a very good fellow. So he got married. He had a child. His wife was pregnant for the second one. He became worried. And he came to meet me. He said, sir, you are teaching business. Maybe I need to leave this driving work and let me start business. I said, what's the problem? He said he has 3 brothers, 2 other brothers rather, there are 3 boys. That the father says he's sending him 1 brother to take care of. And he has a child. The wife is not doing anything. Another one on the way. So at that time, because everything, most of the things I teach, I try to test them. Being like a scientist, I have to test every single thing that I do. So I told him, see, I will not give you money, but see what I will do. This was a strategy of survival. When he comes to the office, he's a nice boy or nice man to everybody. So he goes to buy food, buy recharge card, buy anything so that you can tip him. So in a day he can have 200 naira, 500 naira, 1,000 naira. Good day it can be more. So he gets home. That is what they are going to use to eat the next day. Because he was earning 16 or 18,000 naira at that time. So the money wasn't much. There was rent, the wife is going to deliver. So he's trying to save, but he doesn't know how he's going to earn afterwards. So this was his strategy. So I asked him, I said, when you leave, can your wife sell? He said, yes. I said, the only thing I will do for you, I will not give you money. Because sometimes if you give somebody money, you are removing them from the equation. You are not giving them that opportunity to understand what is happening. You must go through the process. You must go through all the learning curves for it to be what you're buying, for you to understand what is happening. So I said, I want to buy a table for you. So I did a table for him. I gave it to him. I said, that's all I'm going to give to you. Because it needs to be real for him as well. So I said, okay. So he now said, okay, he has saved 40,000. He's going to bring it out and buy rice, buy gari, buy all those things that people need. You know, just like the normal, you go to all these few houses, you just see people, you know, outside. So that was what he wanted to do. So I said, hold on. It's not like that. See what you're going to do. Monday, you sit down and watch the buying pattern. If you understand this concept, you understand business. It's as simple as this. I say, watch the buying pattern, follow the money. Follow the money. Follow the money to see where that money is going. Follow the money. Business, you are in business to make money, so follow the money. So I say, observe what people are buying. So he came, he told me, they buy gari, they buy rice, they buy this, buy that, the normal things. I said, okay, that's fine. But you need to carve out a niche for yourself. And you need to have a market penetration strategy. So you need to carve out a niche. I said, now, let's see what people buy that are not on your street. He said, yes, that some women send their daughters to go to the other street. Now, the way their street is, they locked one side and they opened another side, I think for security reasons. So when somebody, if you want to go to the next street, it will be easier to exit from this point and just turn around. But because they locked that gate, you have to go outside and turn to come back to that street. So I said, yes, just stand there. But during the daytime, there is like a short ravine between their street and the next street. There's uncompleted buildings and there's a ravine that you pass. So during the day, mothers send their daughters to go to the other street. So I said, yes, you've given me the right information. What are the daughters going to buy in that other street? So I said, so he said, how do we say? I said, stand there now. If those girls are passing, say, come, Esther, wait till they go by. You are doing market survey. Wait till they go by. You notice. Sometimes you can escort them. Then in the evening, because mothers will not allow their daughters to pass through the ravine because they smoke Indian hemp and some of those uncompleted buildings. They now start sending the boys or the men who go there. I say in the evening, also stand there, find out what they are going to buy. That was all. He found out what they were buying. So we now put 60% of the money that he brought to those things that are not on the street. Then 40% we use for the things that are on the street. So those were the things the wife brought. So when those girls are going now, they already have that information. The wife will say, come, Esther, come, he did here. So they stopped going to that. They put those people that side, they put them out of business, and they were now buying from. In less than 3 weeks, the other women that were selling came to fight his wife. Serious physical fight that she's a witch, that she's the one that is making their business not to move. The difference is just market. That's just the difference. Market survey. And that is the feasibility plan or feasibility study they ask us. Sometimes when we say feasibility study, 5-year plan, it looks too complex and most people don't want to do it. That was it. He came back after 3 months to tell me, do you know that I don't buy food again in my house? My wife does not disturb me for clothes, it does not disturb me for money for food. But I told him, you're a businessman. That business is your own and your wife. That your wife must be paying you commission, so you must open an account. So whatever they make, he makes a small percentage as well. He takes 20% for being the founder of that business. So they pay him 20%. He can do whatever he wants. So now the father wants to send the brother. So and I said, okay, now you have 20% that you can use to take care of your brother. But before you do that, see this life. What I've taught him is that for you to have an alternative source of income. So but I told him, for you to enjoy this kind of life, you need to go back to school. Because he had 6 or 7 credits in YA. But he wasn't thinking because there was no money. So now he's seeing that there was money. So registered him at UST. And he was doing computer, because he was already doing some computer stuff in the office. And so he started school. The brother came, he had money to take care of his school, he was still doing what he was doing, take care of the school, take care of his brother. No, but he told me when his brother comes that he might not be able to take care of his brother. And I said, look, what kind of brother do? In the village, the brother was already repairing phones. He would repair phones, he was a handyman. So I said, okay, no problem. I had the regional manager for MTN, was a friend at that time. So I said, he gave him this canopy. So the brother would make call. He had a phone, he bought a phone and make call. The brother is there repairing phone, doing that business. So it was able, the brother more or less was taking care of himself until after 2 or 3 years, as he was graduating, he was getting accommodation for the brother and pushing the brother away. And he said his brother will take care of the last child. He has done what he can do, that he has to face. By this time, he had become a graduate as well. So you see that this is how you can transform one person's life. And he understood that this is how business works. Basically, this is how business works. Don't go to China and bring something and expect that people are going to buy it. So you must do things, because when I talk about empathy, that's why I gave you this story. Business is about helping somebody. Helping somebody make their life better. Look at Henry Ford Motors. Look at Ford Motors. Business is not about money. When you put your mind on the money, then the solution that you are the solution that you're offering, that is where people miss it. If you can read, let me read it for you. Henry Ford says, I will build a motor car for the great multitude. Because then it was horse and carts that we were using. He said he had an idea. He said, it will be large enough for the family, but small enough for the individual to run and care for. So he cares for the individual. It's about solving a problem. And solving a problem, it will be constructed of the best materials by the best men to hire, after the simplest design that modern engineering can devise. But it will be so low in price that no man making a good salary will be so unable to own one and enjoy with his family the blessings of hours of pleasure in God's great open spaces. This is where Henry Ford's monumental success started. Did you see money there? Then maybe make this car so that we will hammer. Because these are the things we say to ourselves. Let me start this thing so I will have it. Have you ever had somebody trying to sell something to you, and you look at the person, you don't fully trust what that person is saying. You just feel that the person is all about the money. Because the person is not connecting to you. And this is how business is. Some people will just make that money the first time, and that is all. Bill Gates says, to make the computer available, affordable to all. That's what Bill Gates said. That's what he said for the people. It's about the people. It's about solving their communication problem. So now, this is business. When you're developing a business idea, you must be solving a problem, satisfying people's needs, creating or adding value, in general, making life better, or putting a smile on the faces of your customers or the world. I give you these 3 critical success factors. Vision to see, faith to believe, courage to do. You might have all the vision. If you don't have the faith to believe and the courage to do, the courage to try it out. That's why I say never be afraid of failure. Failure is part of the equation. Philippians 4:13, it says, I can do all things through Christ that strengthens me. So now, because you care, you now connect with those people. You now leave that drawing board and try to connect with these people. Leave that place and go and find out, meet. I told you, follow the money. Someone say, follow the money. And if the lady came from the UK, she said she wanted to enter into event handling business. And she came, he said, bouncing castle they use in the UK, the way they do birthday in the UK is like this, like that. I told her, follow the money. Go to where they are doing parties, discuss with the parents that are going to pay for it. She told me, no, that by the time she launches, she will go to radio, this, that, people will come. I said, okay. She tried it, it didn't work out. I told her, go to parties. If you want to be a party planner, event handler, go to parties and go to events and just hang out with the people. Ask them what is their greatest fears, what is their concern, what are their expectations. Listen to them, because this is what you're going to use now as your defense when you are marketing. When you're marketing them, when you are approaching them, you're going to say, madam, I know, have you ever seen someone marketing you and say, you might have this fear, right? But this will work. It's because he already knows. He's already done his research to know that parents, this is their fear, this is their concern, concerning so and so. So he's telling you because you have connected with them. And once you have connected with them, then you can move to the third C, which is create. Do not create for anybody if you have not reached out. If you have not followed the money to where the money is. You have no right. You are not even permitted to create anything. When I mean create product or service, for me, if you have not reached out. Because once you care, you connect with the people. By following the money, then you can now create. One lady in the US, she wanted to retire. She was in her late 50s. Because she was a single mother, she wanted to develop an app that will help single mothers to organize their day. And most of it was from the experience she had. So she just went to people to develop the app. She spent all her retirement money to do that. Did a lot of publicity. When she launched, and people came for the launch, the women she created it for did not want it. You know why? She didn't connect with them to know what they want. And she was selling to a younger age group. So they did not know what, she did not connect with them, and so nobody was able to buy her product. Convince. Once you care, you connect with them, And by connecting with them, you're creating what they want. It'll be easy to convince them. Then it becomes easy for you to convince the people and say because of this. By the time you connected with them, you already have what your defense, so to say, when you're marketing them. And it becomes easy for you to convince them. Okay? So the fifth one is cuddle. See how you cuddle a baby? That's how you cuddle your customers. That's how you make them feel special. You make your customers feel special. If they buy something, throw something in for them. Give them something. Make that transition from them just being customers to becoming friends. Go for their baby dedication. Visit, even if you don't visit them, they have an event. If they have burial, go. If they have party, go. They will be happy to see that this person I'm buying something for came for my father's burial, came for my mother's burial. There's already a connection. Call them. You know why? Because your neighbor, your competitor, that is your neighbor, is waiting for those people. He's waiting for you to make one mistake. Don't you see if you see one fast food here, you see another fast food next door. If you see MTN here, you see Airtel not too far. So that if you misbehave, I'll go to the next. Call your customers. Exceed their expectation. As you take care of a child, try as much as possible to take care of your customers. Then that circle of C's that I showed you is called the circle of success. So I said it's a journey with me to success. It's a circle of innovation. You know, some people become successful, and success is repeated actions. It's a system, like a turnkey that turns itself. So this, if you understand the system, that's why I said, as a business person, if you understand this concept, it becomes easy. Because now you just go back to the innovation circle, the success circle. Once you have gone round, you are successful. Go back to care for them more. Care for them more again. And when you care for them more, then you connect with them again, then you create for them. The best example I can give you is Indomie. Indomie on Brevard side is not the idea. It's the idea of their customers. Indomie is successful today because they listen to their customers. It's your customers that will help you to perfect that thing for them. You are in business for them, not for yourself. I had a guy that he was into fashion. He goes about, brings things to sell. And he will buy things that he likes. And he feels that everybody is going to like it. And he will buy. Nobody is buying. And I told him, because they are not you. You have to buy what people want. So if you follow this same circle, people are buying from you, continue to care for them more. Continue to reach out to them, ask them, continue to create for them. And this is how the circle keeps going and going and going and going. What I've taught you here today is two things. Improve yourself. If you like money, improve yourself, the money will come. And I've taught you, if you want to do business, I've given you the secret. But all I have taught you is how to earn, not how to become wealthy. Being wealthy is not about what you earn. It's about what you do with what you earn. Wealth is about investment. How you invest these things that you earn. That's a talk for another day. That's a thing. I just wanted to let you know that all I have said is for you to earn. But if you want to be wealthy in life, you definitely need to understand investment. Thank you guys for listening. But before I get to the Q&A, I'm active on social media. I run 3 brands. Which one is a brand? You can see me on all the handles: Facebook, Instagram, Facebook, Instagram, Twitter. I'm on LinkedIn. I'm on YouTube. Which one channel on YouTube? You can see some of my teachings. Every week I teach. In fact, every day I have videos and I have write-ups. Every day I am teaching every day. Every Friday, 6 p.m., I am doing counseling sessions. Because I'm a coach, people pay me to coach them to become successful. But the ones that can't pay me or pay for my time, what I ask them to do is ask me one question. I come every day, every Friday, 6 p.m. to answer those questions. And I do that on my social media. So Uche Nccf is one, my social media. I'm also, Marketplace Apostle also has the same handles. Make in Nigeria also has the same handles. But just follow me on all my handles. I teach every week. And if you have questions, it's better you just put it on my DM. I will come every week to answer it. Yesterday I did that. So these are my handles, my people. I'm here with Chidimans. I'm also here with Ishmael, 2 of my people I came with. Then this year, Make in Nigeria, this is it. It's going to be Make in Nigeria 10th Expo. It's sometime end of September. But don't worry, I will communicate with him also to have volunteers to help throughout that period. These are my contacts. This is our office line. You can reach, but instead of going through all this on social media, you can drop anything on my DM. I'll be able to get it. Thank you guys for listening. Take care.